I think even letting the au pair kind of know little small things like that before they commit to the job, just so they can kind of get an idea if this is the kind of family home that they want to be part of, is really, really important. Hi everyone at AuPairWorld, my name is Charlotte and I'm a mum of 3 little boys and a wife to Alex, and we live in Leeds in England. So we first started searching for an au pair when we had our 3rd baby. I work full-time as a photographer and my husband works full-time in the police, so our lives were very, very busy. So we started looking for an au pair, and that must have been in 2018. And we were really lucky and found an amazing girl, and she stayed for 4 months. It was only going to be a short-term thing, but then we loved the au pair experience so much that we then looked for our 2nd au pair, and we were very lucky in finding our au pair Laura, who originally was here for 5 months but ended up staying for over 15 months. So we are very, very blessed to have her, and she has 100% become part of our family now. I think when you are searching for an au pair, it is really, really important to really look into who they are as a person and what things that they enjoy doing, and to make sure that you match as a family. And the same goes for the au pair. When you are speaking to the family, make sure that you ask kind of things that they like to do as a family, what kind of foods that they eat. Those little simple questions, I think, make a big difference and decide whether or not you're going to be the right match. Unfortunately, recently we did have a new au pair arrive after Laura, but for no bad reasons, it just didn't work out. I think that we weren't the right match. So sadly she's left us now, and we are searching for a new au pair again, which is really, really exciting, because when we initially started looking for a new au pair in October, we had lots and lots and lots of interest, which was really, really exciting. And we can't wait to invite somebody to come and be part of our family once again. I think when you are looking for somebody, what I've learned now from things that I've done in the past is to really ask lots of questions. One of them being simple things like, what kind of food do you like to eat? In our family, I love to eat food. I always eat camembert and lots of chocolate and pizza and lots of treats, and I like to share that with an au pair. So on a Friday we always have Prosecco and pizza night, for example, when the boys get home from school. We watch a movie, and I want an au pair that can really enjoy that experience. So a big appetite for me is something that I always look for in an au pair. I think it's really important when you're searching for your host family to make sure that you know what to expect. So in my case, my former au pair, Laura, had a very glamorous Instagram because she was able to come to work with me quite a lot at the studio, and I photograph a lot of models and pageant queens. And it was really lovely to share that side of my life with my au pair, which I hope to do in the future as well. But of course it is good to remember that Instagram life can always look a little bit more glamorous, so just make sure you ask exactly what your duties are going to be, because day to day, of course, it will be not as fun and glamorous as Instagram might portray. But what I look for, the main personality type that I always look for in an au pair is a real natural hugger, somebody that's really warm. And I'm originally from Ireland, and we're a very loving community, and that's what I really like. I like somebody to come in and feel like they're at home and be very cuddly with the kids and big hugs to me, and for me that is a perfect match. So I think making sure that the family have got the same outlook as you in certain things like that makes a big difference. I think as well you need to make sure you know, like I say, what the duties are. With 3 children, of course, it is a lot more work than it would be with 1 child. And something that I always expect my au pair to do is be part of the family and treat this as your home. So just like you would in your own house, little things like taking the bin out, cleaning down the surfaces in the kitchen, things that you would do if you were staying with a family member. We have a cleaner, and I think most families who have au pairs don't expect you to be a cleaner, and I definitely don't expect my au pair to be a cleaner. but I do expect them to really respect the family home and to chip in and help as much as you can during your working hours. And that's something that I definitely look for in finding the right match. As somebody that's not afraid to get their hands dirty, because with 3 boys, of course, the house can be a little bit messy. So there's tidying up toys and cleaning up spills, but of course we do that as well. But yes, it's a whole group team effort to keep the family home running smoothly. I think you do need to check exactly what the duties are, and that's something that I've learned from my past experience, maybe not working out as well, that everything needs to be outlined. So I think when you contact families, and the same for when families contact an au pair, make sure that everything is detailed, no matter how small the duty or job is, write it down, just to make sure that both parties are 100% comfortable with the home that they're coming into and what's expected of them. Even small things, like in our house we keep all of our shoes out of the hall, so the hallway's nice and clean, we put the shoes in the garage. I think even letting the au pair kind of know little small things like that before they commit to the job, just so they can kind of get an idea if this is the kind of family home that they want to be part of, is really, really important. I think as well, understanding that it is such an amazing experience, but you're not going to arrive and immediately feel at home. That's not going to happen. I was really lucky to have an amazing experience with my past au pair, and we've become great friends. I would say now she's one of my best friends, and we're quite a big difference. She's 20 and I'm 34, but she really has become a best friend to me. But that didn't happen overnight. I think it took a good 2-3 months for Laura to really get into the routine of the family, get to know me. Her English wasn't very good, so of course there was a communication barrier, but that's fine. Google Translate, it works wonders. And I think if you don't understand something, just say to your family, I don't understand. And if you're an au pair family, I think saying to your au pair, do you definitely understand? It's such a simple thing, but it makes such a difference, and it makes sure that you're both on the same page. So I think understanding that when you move into the family home, it's not going to be overnight success. It does take time to build, and once you've got that relationship together, spend those evenings in the early days with your family, eat together, chat together as much as you can, use Google Translate, really get to know the children. I think the more work that you put in those first sort of 4 weeks determine the success of how it's going to be with you and the family. And the same for the family. In those first 4 weeks, I think you have to put everything into the au pair and make as much effort as you can. I think from my point of view, maybe booking off some time off work so that I was able to do lots of activities with them, I think that makes such a difference. I think as well, to make the relationship really, really strong, it is spending that quality time together. With us, we want an au pair that's part of our family, so we want to be able to spend time on days off as well. Of course, au pair have their days off, but often our au pair might come with me to an event, pre-COVID of course, but hopefully once again we'll be able to do this. So Laura, my previous au pair, would come to me to lots of beauty pageant balls and galas that I would go to, and she really did become part of my life. And I think spending that quality time and going on trips out with the family make all the difference, and it makes it different from being an au pair that just works and an au pair that's part of the family. For us, it's definitely part of the family, and I think that's what an au pair should be, part of the family. It's different than a nanny or a childminder. An au pair should be part of the family, and that's what I believe. So I hope this helps. So yeah, just to recap, my main points would be to really research your au pair, look at their Instagram, look at their Facebook, and go with your gut feeling. And I think as well for the au pair, really research the family, ask them exactly what duties you'll be doing. Even if they seem really, really friendly, that's fine, that's what you want, but you want to know exactly what your job role will be. I think as well to be patient and know that overnight it's not going to be amazing. It takes time to build. You will feel homesick. I think host families need to understand that their au pair is going to feel homesick, and that's okay. but to really keep building blocks, and then you've got success. So when it works well, it really works well. And like I say, unfortunately for me, it didn't work out with my last au pair, but all ended fine, and she's happy now back where she's from, and we are starting our search again to find the right au pair. So please keep the lookout for on AuPairWorld, because I'm going to be doing a takeover at the end of January. So at the end of January, I'm doing a takeover for AuPairWorld, as we are searching for a new au pair. So I'm very excited about it, and we are looking for somebody that loves children, really loves them, and is a big kid themselves at heart, and is going to be playing and running and everything, lots and lots of energy. We need somebody with lots of energy. And somebody that's a very warm personality. Like I say, I'm a real hugger. I want somebody that's going to come in, big hugs and warmth and love. And definitely somebody who's maybe even got an interest in photography, that would enjoy coming to work with me sometimes if they wanted to. And somebody that doesn't mind getting a bit messy and dirty, because with 3 boys, there's definitely a lot of mayhem at home as well. But it's really fun. So yes, please check out my takeover that will be happening on AuPairWorld very soon.